can't move for some reason. Okay, hello everybody. I'm unable to stand up here, so I don't know. Maybe it's me. Anyway, I wanted to talk to, what?
It's you because local is able to come up with.
What did I do then? Maybe I crashed. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me okay? Yes? Okay. All right, I'm going to be addressing the recent issues that we experienced over the past couple days. Obviously, everyone in this room is fully aware that the grid was unavailable from 4:30 a.m. on Thursday morning. Is that correct? I'm looking at you, asking you, was it Thursday morning?
Yes.
Thursday morning until last evening.
Until Saturday night.
Yeah, until last evening. What had happened was we basically had a double failure. Let me go through the details so everybody understands exactly what took place.
Kind of a triple.
Well, okay. We have a monitoring system that we use, that we developed, and basically what it does is on a certain schedule, on a certain timer event, I guess you could call it, it checks the status of every region on the grid as to whether or not it's up and responding or not. So when a region is not responding, it sends me a text message, it sends Sugar a text message, it sends Allie a text message, and it will be sending a text message to Sub-Zero also. So we're aware of what's going on, so we can respond immediately. Well, at around 4:39 a.m., we started receiving message after message after message after message. And when it's a single message, okay, that means one region's not responding. It probably needs to be restarted, not a big deal. But we're receiving a series of messages. Typically, that indicates that an entire server is down, or it could be anything like the network interface card on the machine's bad or something like that. Well, I walked into the server room and saw that server A had completely shut itself off. It was completely offline. And I thought, oh, well, okay, let's try and get this back online. So I hit the power button and walked out of the room. I figure it'll take a couple minutes to come back up. So I walked out of the room, doing some things. When I came back in, the entire grid was offline. Power, the breaker had gone, and so the entire grid was offline. I thought, okay, so I started bringing servers back online. Everything was coming up. Server A would not come up at all, wouldn't even power on. And then discovered quickly we had no internet access. So what had happened was the router went bad, and the power supply on server A had gone bad. So it's a double failure. Initially, we felt it was a double failure, so we purchased a new router, and then we replaced that because our first priority was let's get the grid online first, and then we'll focus on server A because a power supply is not a big deal. So we went and bought a new router. That router would not work properly the way we needed it to. We ended up buying a second router. Then we discovered there was an issue with the modem. So we'd contact our ISP and have them come out and install a new modem. They did that. We got the router set up, configured everything online, and then we went to get the power supply for server A, and that is the experience that we had when we went to go to those two stores that Sugar used as an example earlier in the meeting. The second place we went to turned out to have the part we needed. We got the power supply hooked up, server A back online, and we're back online. There were some other subsequent changes we had to make. There was a delay in getting the region manager system back online. So initially, I think the first night you couldn't do restarts from the website, but that is now back, and all those capabilities are back online. There was no data loss at all. Did not affect any of the data storage, did not affect inventory, did not affect assets, did not affect any individual region database. Nothing like that was affected. This is purely network related, with the exception of the power supply on one machine. The outage was strictly related to network related issues. So if we're going to have a failure, I'd rather it be that than be a hard drive failure on the asset database server or something like that. So that's kind of what happened. When those types of things happen, obviously our first priority is get the grid back up. Post on Facebook, post on Twitter, post on the news information portal to keep everybody up to date so everyone knows what's going on. We did our best to do that. Allie was very instrumental in keeping those forums up to date so people knew what was going on, and obviously we will do that in the future should we ever have issues again, which of course we will. I mean, every grid, even Second Life has had outages, in Worlds has had outages, Every Nation has had outages. It's not just us, it happens, and you just deal with it. Hardware issues occur. Anytime you have a system that's dependent on computer hardware, computer networking, there's so many points of failure that if any one of those points of failure fail, obviously the entire system becomes unavailable. So that's a brief explanation of what took place and what we went through to get everything back online. I will personally state, on behalf of everybody sitting up here, we thank everybody and all of you for your patience and understanding during the time when we were working on getting everything back online. We may encounter some subsequent hiccups as a result of that, but that's okay. We can deal with those things on a case-by-case basis. But again, like I said, the issue is not, we didn't have any data loss. None of the databases were affected. It is what it is. You know, it's part of the game, and we accept that responsibility with open arms because we enjoy I/O as much as you guys do, and so we, you know, it's our pleasure to provide you with the best service we can. So that's that. The other, yes.
Sorry, along the lines with that, I do want to let everybody know a couple of things. There is going to be a couple things that are delayed. They'll be taken care of this week, this next coming week. But cash outs, oh, see, now you're moving.
Yeah, I don't know what was it was me.
It's called click a button.
I hit the stand up button.
Anyways, cash outs will be a little delayed. Also, because there's some things that we still have to do that it's not working right yet. What are the two other ones? The stimulus program.
I was going to talk about those next.
Oh, you don't have that on the outline. Sorry. Do you?
Yeah, you put them on there for me.
I put them on there for you. I lied. Okay, I'll let Damien talk. Well, real quick, all landowners, if you want to talk about reimbursement.
You can talk about that.
Okay. All landowners, I will be reimbursing 2 days worth of tiers because we were down for 2 days. Yeah, approximately 2 days, so it's a little less than 2 days. I will be reimbursing 2 days worth of tiers, which will be done sometime this week. Yeah, it will be in world currency because if you do it right through PayPal, you get charged fees and things, which is kind of dumb. So we'll be sending things out. So if you're receiving money from me or anybody, just look at the little notation and it will tell you what it's for, because we're going to be doing the stimulus and all that kind of stuff. Okay, back to you.
All right, so that's that. The next thing I wanted to discuss was the beta grid. As many of you may be aware, 076 is out, and I was actually in the process of getting the beta grid configured, running, ready to go for testing, for our internal testing, which we have to do. And then we will open that testing up to the membership. Unfortunately, I got sidetracked, obviously, with the issues we had and had to refocus on that. But now that we have the grid back up and things seem to be working properly, then I'm going to refocus back on the beta grid and get that done so that we can get our testing done to make sure that this 076 is going to function properly for us. And then we will open the beta grid up for you guys to do your own testing, so that if you have something in specific that you know that you feel the upgrade may affect, bring it to the beta grid and test it. And the beta grid will have a full database, of a backup of the production database. So when you log on to the beta grid, you will have your avatar, your inventory, everything, so that you can test whatever you need to test. So that is that. And but yeah, it's gonna be like not by invitation, obviously, but you'll need to contact me and let me know so I can give you the login information for the beta grid because it's different than the production grid. But we're doing this in an effort to make sure and to protect you guys and make sure that what we roll into production is not going to break your products, break your scripts, that it's actually going to benefit the grid, not hurt the grid. Because obviously if it's something that's going to hurt the grid, we are not going to roll it into production. Because obviously you guys are our number one priority. So we want to make sure that you guys are going to benefit from it. So that's that. The other thing we're working on, you may or may not be aware of, is a website redesign. We've gotten some negative feedback regarding the current website design. I think the site that looks the way it is now looks pretty good, but the new site design is spectacular. And I'm not going to give anybody previews of it. It's going to be a surprise one day. You're just going to go to our site and see the update, see the changes. It's fantastic. I believe he's on the marketing team. Chris Gray, is he on the marketing team? Yes, okay. In real life, he's a web designer. Now, I am in real life a application and software developer. That's what I do. I focus more on back-end functionality and database interaction and that kind of stuff. That's more my focus and my skill set. Chris's skill set's more on the aesthetic side, the appearance of the website, the design of the website. And typically in like a website development firm, you'll have both types of people working together in collaboration. So one person's focused on the appearance of the site, the other person's focused on the functionality, and together they come up with a website that best suits the customer. So he has provided to us a new template for the site, and I am in the process of incorporating that new template into the website on a local copy that I have running on my computer. I anticipate that the new website design will be launched within the next few days, probably about the same time I get the beta grid up. So that's another thing that I'm working on. We're excited about that because I just love the new design. I love the new look, and I'm excited about getting that out there. Let's see, what's next? Stipends, landowner stipends will be going out today. And also the new stimulus, what's called the cashback stimulus payments will be going out today also. For those of you who may not be aware of what that is, we implemented a new program. It was suggested by our very own Lion Paulino. And basically what the stimulus package is if you spend more than 200 Paulinos in a given 30-day period, you get 2% back. As a thank you to you for investing and spending your time here in Island Oasis. So those payments will be going out. So however much you've spent over the past 30 days, 2% will be coming back to you. And those payments, along with the landowner stipends, will also be going out today. That's it. I think that was just about all I had to talk about. So the next person to come up, I'm going to hand the torch over to Lion Paulino, and he'll take it from here. Thank you.
Can you hear me?